Okay, on this problem it says find the volume of a solid generated by revolving the region bounded by the graphs of y equals 2x squared plus 1 and y equals 2x plus 9 about the x-axis. The volume of the solid generated by, and so then we want to go ahead and find that. Okay, so I graphed them first, and I just used Desmos, the online graphing calculator, and I found that, and I know that I'm going to need these points of intersection, which is kind of where it's going to give me some trouble. But let me just kind of make a sketch just so y'all can see. You know, we just have this, whatever, this parabola and then this line. So we're only going to take this area right here, this yellow area, and we're going to revolve that around the x-axis. So it's going to look kind of, it's actually my second time hoping to do a little bit better drawing, but anyway, there's our little shape that we revolved around the x-axis. So if you imagine like slicing this up along the x-axis, you're going to have this outer circle and then you'll have an inner circle, right? And you'll subtract those to get the area of kind of like the donut that's created there. And you can see that the outer radius is this length here, just this length to this curve, which is the line 2x plus 9. And you can say the inner radius is just up to that parabola, so that's the 2x squared plus 1. So you can kind of get started setting up this integral, and you can say, okay, well, it's going to be pi times the outer radius squared, so the 2x plus 9 squared, minus the inner radius squared, which is the 2x squared plus 1 squared dx. And we just need to find these limits of integration so we can answer it. So in order to do that, you would take the equations 2x squared plus 1 and set it equal to the other equation 2x plus 9. So it's a quadratic, so to solve it, you need to subtract, make it equal to 0. And then as you're looking to factor this, you can see that 2 is common to both of these, or to all the terms, and then you can divide out the 2, so you really just need to figure out when x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. But this does not factor, so you're going to need to use the quadratic formula. You see here a is equal to 1, b is equal to -1, and c is equal to -4. And we have a formula for the quadratic formula. X equals -b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So for this problem, let's see, b is -1, so the opposite of b is going to be 1. And this will be plus or minus the square root of -1 squared, which is 1, minus 4 times 1 times -4. So that's going to be 1 plus 16. So that's going to be 17 in there. And then divided by 2a, which is 2 times 1. So you're just going to have 2. So this is the 1 minus the square root of 17 divided by 2, because that would be the negative coordinate. And then this would be 1 plus the square root of 17 divided by 2. So those are your limits of integration. So this is kind of yucky, but if you have a graphing calculator or you use an online program, you can just type those limits directly in there, and it'll integrate for you. So that this is on the TI, you click the math button, and then choice 9 gives you the integral, and you can just type that in, and it gives you the answer of 968.89.